Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's I, the Reluctant Gringo, back again with another video. And here we go. It's award season, and it's kind of officially started. This morning, the Golden Globe nominations were released. I wasn't too surprised. Some things got snubbed. A couple films, well, mainly Napoleon. I didn't think it was a great movie, so I'm not really upset that it didn't get any nominations, but I expected it to sort of maybe get some nominations because it's an Apple film. It's Joaquin Phoenix, Ridley Scott, all that. But there's some huge changes to the Golden Globes this year, and we'll talk about that in a second. But look, the Golden Globes covers film and television. I'm not a big television guy, so I'm not really going to talk about the television. I'm going to stick to the films there in this video. But Barbie, 9 nominations, Best Picture, Actress, all that fun stuff. We all thought that was coming. Best Director, Greta Gerwig. All deserved. I mean, hey, it was an entertaining film that people loved. It made the most money. It should get nominations, right? Up next was Oppenheimer with 8 nominations. I think should win all the awards artistically, I think on merit. I thought it was the best made movie, the best directed movie, the best written movie that was out there this year. But it's the Golden Globes, and the Golden Globes sometimes does things a little funny. Up next was Killers of the Flower Moon. Got 7 nominations. Now, I didn't think that was that great of a movie. I thought it was way too long. I thought it was way too sort of drawn out. DiCaprio, De Niro. I mean, of course, they're going to deliver a DiCaprio and De Niro performance. Lily Gladstone got nominated, and I'm pretty sure she's going to win. It's either going to be her or Fantasia Barrino or whatever her name is from American Idol. I guess she's a singer, a musician. I don't know. I don't follow her career. For me, I always watched the Golden Globes and I thought, well, it's a fun award show. People a little loose. They're drinking. It's the Hollywood Foreign Press. Well, no more. Dick Clark Productions bought it. It's no longer run by the same people that's been running it forever. And there were always accusations that it was not diverse enough, or the nominees and the winners weren't diverse enough. And of course, this is the Hollywood Foreign Press. I'm not really sure where the disconnect is there. It seems that anything that's all foreign is diverse automatically, but then again, maybe I'm just losing my mind. But anyway, so the way they used to predict the winners or vote for the winners and the nominees, that's all gone now. It's now replaced with intense DEI parameters, 300 journalists, 76 countries are all doing the nominations and the voting for the winners. There are, just like the Oscars, there are diversity, equity, and inclusion rules that are placed on the nominees and the winners and the voting and how people vote. We're going to see a very different Golden Globes. I hope it's still as fun as the other ones because, like I said, when the actors and actresses went there and the directors, it seemed very loose. It seemed kind of fun. But let's get into this. So the nominees: Best Motion Picture, Drama, Anatomy of a Fall, Killers of the Flower Moon, which again, I don't think belongs in there. Maestro, which is from Netflix. I've heard that's really good. Haven't seen it yet. Oppenheimer, which like I said, I think belongs there and should be the winner. Past Lives and The Zone of Interest. A couple of A24 productions in there, which they've been churning out some really good product lately. The Golden Globes, they're famous for really categorizing things. There's drama and then there's musical comedy. Now, here's where I think the biggest snub, for me, at least personally, Wonka was not nominated for musical or comedy. Timothée Chalamet was nominated for his performance, which again, much deserved, and I think he should win, but it was not given either a Best Director or a Best Picture nod, and I absolutely believe that for me, personally, is the biggest snub in there. You've got Air, which no one saw, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. Hey, I'm a Boston guy, so I'm a little biased towards those guys, so when I say I don't think that movie belonged there over Wonka, take it that that's really going against who I am as a hometown kind of cheerleader here. American Fiction, Barbie, The Holdovers, May, December, Poor Things. Those are your musical and comedy Best Picture nominees. Probably Barbie. I can see Oppenheimer taking the Best Motion Picture Drama. At least I hope it does. Over Killers of the Flower Moon. And I can see Barbie walking away with Best Musical or Comedy. Again, Wonka not being in there, I think that's the only movie I would give a shot to beating Barbie under these circumstances and in the year that we're in. And of course, let's face it, awards are in Hollywood. There's a lot of money thrown around, a lot of advertising. It really depends on how much the studio gets behind a certain film, really puts out the money, puts out the gifts, puts out, well, let's say what it is, bribery to get these awards, to get this, extra boost in the name recognition of the film. I think when you look at the animated category, Wish is there. I mean, what a disaster of a film. How it could be included with the top 5 of what people say are the best animated. I mean, Super Mario Brothers is there, Spider-Man is there. I think there's 6 of them. Spider-Man Across the Universe is there, Suzanne, Elemental, and The Boy and the Heron, which just came out, which I guess is doing wonderful numbers. I haven't seen it, I haven't heard anything about it, but doing wonderful numbers. Hopefully, if that's the best of the best, that gets it. Or Super Mario Brothers, which I thought was fabulous. Or Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which again, really great animation, really great story, really popular. I mean, it checks all those boxes. But again, it's Disney. They'll probably throw around a little bit of money and either get Elemental or Wish in there, which I think are the two weakest that you can put into this category. Now, a new category they have, and I guess this is to sort of placate people like us who say, well, how can you say something's the best picture when it didn't make any money? Well, this new category, Best Cinematic and Box Office Achievement. To do that, you got to make $150 million in theaters, $100 million of it coming from domestic revenue, or comparable money based on your streaming numbers and all that. Or, and this is where it gets a little weird for me, if the movie's projected to do a certain amount even before it comes out, it can be nominated, which I'm not really sure how you can take that with any grain of truth to it. You never know what a movie's gonna do. You don't know what it's gonna make. I mean, yes, there's projections and algorithms and math behind it, and some of the stuff is right on and some of the stuff is not very accurate. But nominating something based on future predictions, it's sort of like betting to me. So I really don't like the way they're doing this category. I really don't like the fact that they're separating artistic achievement from money. I look at it this way. The Mona Lisa is one of the most popular paintings in the world. Why? Because everybody likes it. Most everybody will agree, hey, that's a great painting. Statue of David, that's a great statue. Right? If you take the 50 most popular paintings in the world, you're going to get pretty much a consensus to people like, yeah, I like that. It's not hard to look at something artistically and financially at the same time. And I think that's the biggest problem we get here. And we get sort of stupid topics like this or stupid categories like this, best box office achievement. Look, if something is good, people are going to pay money to see it. If something is not good, people are not going to pay to see it. You can tell me it's great all day long. If people aren't paying to see it, guess what? It ain't great. It's just not great. In this category for box office achievement, you're going to get the winner, Barbie, which should be it made the most money. You got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, John Wick Chapter 4, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. You got Oppenheimer, you got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, you got Super Mario Brothers, the movie, and maybe the dark horse, Taylor Swift, I guess, is nominated for her Era Tour movie, which did make a ton of money. Just an odd category of just stuff just kind of thrown in there and not really sure how that criteria is working, but there you go. Then we get into the actor category. So actor in a drama, you got Bradley Cooper for The Maestro, Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Barry Keoghan for Saltburn. I haven't seen that movie, but I heard it's a little out there, but hey, maybe I'll see it soon. Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, should be the straight up winner. Andrew Scott for All of Us Strangers. Again, some of these movies, or one or two of these movies that I've never heard of, and I don't plan on seeing anytime soon. Actress in a drama, Annette Bening. You got your probable winner, Lily Gladstone, Native American, all that. Diversity, equity, inclusion. I don't think she even belongs in the category. Sandra Hiller for Anatomy of a Fall. Greta Lee for Past Lives. Carey Mulligan, Maestro. Most likely you're going to get Lily Gladstone winning that. Then you've got again, they separate it. Now you've got Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy. This should go hands down to Margot Robbie. Barbie. She played Barbie. Was there a better or more iconic performance this year by a woman in a musical or comedy? No, there wasn't. So my fear is, with this category, they're going to give it to Fantasia Barrino for The Color Purple, the remake, the musical. By the way, I don't know if I'm going to see it. I love the original Color Purple by Spielberg. Great book by Alice Walker. Great movie, great adaptation. That was the year that they snubbed Whoopi Goldberg. She should have gotten her Best Actor or Best Actress award that year. I think they gave it to her for Ghost as sort of like a makeup, like, hey, we screwed up. Here's your Oscar. Danny Glover was great in it. Even Oprah was great in it. I mean, that's a great movie. So if they're gonna turn this into a musical, this story to a musical, and they're gonna turn it into a remake, they've got some heavy lifting to do. So we'll see how it comes out, and I'll probably go see it, just based off the fact that I like the original source material. I like the original movie that was made. Let's see if they can continue that ball rolling. As good as Fantasia Barrino is, I don't think she deserves it over Margot Robbie. Jennifer Lawrence, No Hard Feelings, my personal favorite in that one. She had the guts to go from Oscar darling to do something like that. That takes risk. That's a lot of risk. I can appreciate risk taking. Hats off to her. Natalie Portman, May December. Alma Poischa, Fallen Leaves. Emma Stone for Poor Things. I think it has to go to Margot Robbie. Now, for actor in a musical or comedy, it would be great to see Nick Cage win for Dream Scenario, just to see him give that speech. I do believe Timothée Chalamet deserves it for Wonka. I don't believe Matt Damon earned it for Air. I don't believe Paul Giamatti, as good as he is, earned it for The Holdovers. I don't believe Joaquin Phoenix earned it for Beau is Afraid. Might go to Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. I can see that he's got a lot of goodwill and a lot of good press. He's been getting sort of Lifetime Achievement Awards over in Europe this year. So I can see him getting that, but it deserves to Timothée Chalamet. I can't tell you how much I love that film, Wonka, how much I loved his performance and what he did with it. So I believe he earned it and he should get it. Up next, we got Best Supporting Actor in any motion picture. So they kind of don't really separate these here. So it's not any motion picture for these supporting roles. Willem Dafoe, great actor in Poor Things, not going to get it. Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon, they might just give it to him. It belongs to Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, who again should win it here, should win it in the Oscars, should win it all around. Ryan Gosling, Barbie, that's probably what's going to beat him. I can see them giving it to Ryan Gosling for Barbie. It should go to Robert Downey Jr. Charles Melton, May December. Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things, is another dark horse. He's getting a lot of good press for that movie, and that movie in general seems to be doing well with critics. So I can see that. But again, it belongs to Robert Downey Jr. It'll probably go to Ryan Gosling, the dark horse, Mark Ruffalo. For actress in a supporting role, again, hands down, it should go to Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer. Her role was great. It could go to Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. Jodie Foster, again, someone who always puts in the work. I can see her wearing it for Nyad. Julianne Moore, May December, no. Rosamund Pike, Saltburn, I don't think so. Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, no. Again, all good performances, but Emily Blunt was incredible in that film. And when you go back and watch that film, if you go back and watch Oppenheimer, her best scenes are even the later scenes where she's a little bit older and she's got that anger and you can see it in her face. It's just beautiful. Her role is just, she does so well with it in getting those emotions across with just looks, the way she purses her lips, the way she shuffles her feet, the way she holds her purse. Just every little thing she did was just fabulous, and she deserves those accolades for that role. All right, well, here we go. Best Director. Y'all know who I think should get it. Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. Greta Gerwig, I can understand why they might give it to her for Barbie. Bradley Cooper, I can understand. Again, he's an industry darling. There's these people that that just love everything they do, and of course he directed Maestro. Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon. Again, I don't think it was his greatest effort. I really thought he dropped the ball. It just felt like he was trying to do too much with that movie. Celine's song, Past Lives. Yorgos Lanthimos, Poor Things. No. Again, it comes down to, it needs to go to Nolan. It might go to Greta Gerwig. It could go to Bradley Cooper. It's a whole new voting system, so we'll see how that goes. Now, the one thing I like about the Oscars that they don't do in Hollywood, or don't do with the Golden Globes, is they separate the writing categories. There's original script writing, and then there's writing based off of something they've adapted or previously already existed. Here they don't. It's just best screenplay motion picture. So you got Barbie, you got Poor Things, you got Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall. So of course, Killers of the Flower Moon based off of the works and the books. If you haven't read Killers of the Flower Moon, the actual book, heartbreaking. What a piece of American history that not a lot of people know about. It's incredible, incredibly well written piece of literature. Oppenheimer based off of American Prometheus. One of the best biographies I've ever read in my life. And I've read hundreds of different biographies. It's just incredible. And they did a great job getting the important stuff out of that book and onto the film. Not sure it's going to win. I hope Oppenheimer wins. I could see Killers of the Flower Moon getting this award because the source material is so strong. Now, Best Original Song Motion Picture, for those of you that care about that, Barbie's nominated for like 3 or 4 different songs in here. We got Dance the Night from Barbie, I'm Just Ken from Barbie, What Was I Made For from Barbie. We got Road to Freedom from Rustin, music and lyrics by Lenny Kravitz. I can see him winning that for that song. Peaches, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That would be fun if that won. I would enjoy seeing that one win. Addicted to Romance, of course, that's Bruce Springsteen. I think between Lenny Kravitz, Bruce Springsteen, I can see one of those two getting it. Again, it goes back to the industry darlings, people who have sort of towed the line, towed the message. Here's your award. And then we're going to end with the Best Original Score for a Motion Picture. We've got Poor Things, Oppenheimer, The Boy and the Heron. That's a dark horse. I've heard some of the music, some of the score from that, and it's pretty interesting. The Zone of Interest, we got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and we got Killers of the Flower Moon. For me, I'm going to say Oppenheimer. I saw it in IMAX. I've seen the other offerings here, except for Zone of Interest. I just don't think anything musically comes close to Oppenheimer. And the score that they put to that, the music they put to that, it was so critical to moving that film along. The pacing, it was matched up beautifully and perfectly. You might have a different opinion, and with all these, I would love to hear your opinion. Go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let me know who was snubbed in your mind. Let me know who you think will win in your mind. Let me know who you think will lose but should win in your mind. That's the fun about these awards. In the end, it really doesn't matter. Awards are fun this way. You can look back. Again, they get them, the Oscars, they get them 50% right. Same thing here with the Hollywood Foreign Press. It's just a little bit more fun with the Hollywood Foreign Press because everybody's liquored up by the time they get into the room. That makes for a great time to watch. You never know what's going to be said. You never know who's going to fall down. You never know what's going to happen. And that's the fun part. But again, it's not the Hollywood Foreign Press anymore. It's Dick Clark Productions, which is instituted some new rules and guidelines, and they're fearful of something happening like what happened with the Oscars and Will Smith. They're fearful of being called racist. They're fearful of not being adherent to the message of Hollywood. The show hopefully will remain the same. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. We'll give it a fair shake. That's the Golden Globes for film anyway that were released this morning. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Channel's growing. It's just crazy. We've gained 2,000 subscribers in a month. I didn't know that was possible, and I really appreciate everybody's support, everybody's likes, everybody's comments. I even appreciate the feedback. Some people say some pretty nasty things to me. I'm okay with it. I got thick skin. You know, you can't please everybody all the time. So if you got something mean, or if you got some feedback, or say, hey, you know what, I like your videos, but I don't like this, or hey, I like your videos, but I wish you would change that, I'd be glad to hear it. I welcome that feedback. So go ahead and hit me up in that comment section. But other than that, I'll be back later on this week with some more videos. Maybe even later on today, we get some news brewing on a couple of the topics that I might want to put out there. But other than that, thank you very much. I am still your reluctant gringo, and from south of the border, salud and Huevo.